Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories. I'm your host, retired NYPD Sergeant Bill Cannon, a 27-year veteran of the NYPD. So I'm down here in Florida right now, and I actually flew into West Palm Beach Airport the other day because that is going to be the topic of today's show. And it seems that there was a tree stand in the vicinity of Palm Beach Airport that could have been a nest for a sniper. And that was discovered through investigation and through the Secret Service, discovering a hunting stand near the airport President Donald Trump uses in Florida. That's a good thing because it shows that the Secret Service is on top of things. The Secret Service is doing their job. Whenever the president lands somewhere, there's supposed to be what's known as an advanced team, a team that goes out and checks the location for hazards, liabilities, and they use technology and they also use boots on the ground to discover this. And in previous incidents, like, of course, the horror in Butler, Pennsylvania, it was clear that the Secret Service did a horrendous job in security in that incident, and that they actually allowed someone to go up on a rooftop and set up a sniper stand that was used to shoot President Trump. Now, I would imagine the FBI, the Secret Service, are much more on top of this because they needed to be. It was absolutely a joke, the security, the vaunted Secret Service provided for President Trump. And that's why we know there were two attempts already. One guy, of course, Butler, Pennsylvania, who did shoot the president from a sniper perch. The second one was that nutcase that was hiding out on a golf course, that they discovered him before he could do any damage. And of course, that is what security, that is what the Secret Service, that is what the FBI is supposed to do by doing what we call the advance look at these locations so that it doesn't happen. But they were remiss in their duties previously when they failed to protect the president in Butler, Pennsylvania. The U.S. Secret Service found a suspicious hunting stand within sight of Air Force One landing zone ahead of the president's arrival in Florida over the weekend. FBI Director Kash Patel said, adding no one was at the stand. Prior to the president's return to West Palm Beach, USS discovered what appeared to be an elevated hunting stand within sightline of the Air Force One landing zone. The FBI director told Fox News Digital later, confirming on social media that the FBI is investigating what Patel called a suspicious stand. There's a little bit of a view of it. It's not the clearest photograph that you could see, but you could see it maybe a little bit better there. But was Trump really targeted? Or was this just a stand out in the woods? But I wouldn't, based on the fact there's been two attempts already, I would take nothing for granted. Hunters regularly set up and leave stands like the one found by law enforcement to use again. These stands are often used by bow hunters, especially in dense wooded areas, and can be used by individuals hunting with firearms as well. There's nothing to currently indicate the stand was built to target the president, according to a source, an investigative source. The U.S. Secret Service confirmed that teams identified items of interest near Palm Beach International Airport during advanced security preparations ahead of President Donald Trump's arrival. During advanced security preparations prior to the Palm Beach arrival, which included the use of technology and comprehensive physical sweeps, our teams identified items of interest near Palm Beach International Airport, according to Anthony Guglielmi, the Secret Service Chief of Communications. There was no impact to any movements and no individuals are present or involved at the location. While we are not able to provide details about the specific items or their intent, this incident underscores the importance of our layered security measures. The FBI is leading the investigation, and we would refer any additional comment to the FBI, which they'll not be talking about this. But it's a good thing that this was found out before anyone could use that stand for an assassination attempt on the president. So, folks, hold on to your hats, hold on to your loved ones, hold on to your thoughts, hold on to your prayers. You're about to enter true crime from a police perspective. You're about to enter the off-the-cuff zone, the police off-the-cuff zone. There has to be some common sense.
They were the ones who called 911 to get him help, and now they're calling for change.
Folks, this is a report in regards to this tree stand and the potential threat it involved with the President of the United States from Fox News.
Found near Palm Beach Airport with a direct line of sight to President Trump's Air Force One exit area.
Madeline Rivera is live in Washington with the details. Maddie, was it built there to go hunting or for other reasons?
That's what investigators are looking into right now, Ainsley. A spokesperson for the Secret Service says agents found the hunting stand while doing advanced security preparations ahead of President Trump's arrival in West Palm Beach on Friday. FBI Director Kash Patel saying no individuals were located at the scene and that the FBI has since taken the investigatory lead, flying in resources to collect all evidence from the scene and deploying our cell phone analytics capabilities. The discovery prompted the president's team to make more security measures at Palm Beach International Airport, and that's why we saw the president walking up Air Force One using the small stairs on Sunday as he made his way back to D.C. A law enforcement source tells Fox News Digital the hunting stand appears to have been set up months ago across the street from the airport. You see it there in the trees. A Secret Service spokesman saying while we are not able to provide details about the specific items or their intent, this incident underscores the importance of our layered security measures. President Trump's security came under scrutiny last year after 2 attempted assassinations. Just last month, Ryan Ruth was found guilty of trying to assassinate President Trump as he hid along the tree line of the president's golf club in West Palm Beach. Coming up later this morning, FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino will be appearing in the show to talk about the hunting stand and the latest in the investigation. So we'll perhaps know more about that question that you asked earlier, Ainsley. Back to you guys.
Thanks. And by the way, what a discovery. Whoever discovered that.
Thank goodness.
I'm Steve.
So it's a good thing, right? Because it shows that the Secret Service, the FBI, the investigators here are doing their job, because was this a happenstance that, the tree stand is just there and people use it for hunting, or is it much more nefarious than that? Was it specifically set up for an attempt on the president's life? And that is, if you're in law enforcement, if you're in the FBI, if you're in the Secret Service, that's what you have to be looking at, right? You have to be looking at the possibility that someone set this up specifically as a sniper stand, and it's not innocently put up there as a hunting stand. Law enforcement's not interested in people setting up hunting stands, but we heard Kash Patel say that we're using all of our technology, including cell phone technology. Could there be, they can track the phones that were there on previous dates through their geofencing technology, which is unbelievable, and find out who used that stand and do a background investigation on those people, possibly swab the stand, believe it or not, for DNA and identify if they go that far to do that. After all, this overlooks Palm Beach International Airport, the airport in which Air Force One flies into, the airport in which President Donald Trump gets off the plane there. There's been 2 attempts on his life in his very short presidency thus far in the last 9 months or so. prior to his presidency also, right? So this is all important. And we all remember in Butler, Pennsylvania, I'll put that little thumbnail up on the screen. The Secret Service, during that rally they had in Butler, Pennsylvania, did a horrific job of security, absolutely horrendous. In fact, it was understaffed. And was that due to the previous administration purposely understaffing President Trump wasn't yet elected, understaffing his security detail? I would hate to think that, but that is a distinct possibility. And as a result, a lone shooter was able to get up on a rooftop and shoot President Trump. I mean, so we saw the hearings, we heard all about this stuff, and all of this is something that, again, I say it's a good thing. They spotted it prior to the president landing there. The security problem, big time, big time. This is from, I believe, MSNBC. So you can see the plane landing at West Palm Beach Airport. But again, it's just, look, this is good security. What you see as good security, that when they spotted this tree stand, when they were able to have the Secret Service spotted it, which shows they're doing their job, which obviously they missed a lot of things when they at Butler, Pennsylvania. So this shows that they were heads up, that they were doing their job, that they were able to catch this before a would-be shooter, a would-be assassin was able to occupy this tree stand and attempt to assassinate President Trump.
The president uses during his travels to and from his Mar-a-Lago resort. Let's go back to MSNBC's Jake Traylor at the White House with a bit more on what you've learned. So time to share it. What do you know?
Yeah, Alex, let me be clear. I'm going to be looking down a little bit because I'm getting messages in from some White House officials in real time. But this was an elevating hunting stand within the sight line of Air Force One landing zone. I want to be clear. This happened. This was identified on Thursday. The president was still here, actually, in Palm Beach whenever, at the White House in D.C. whenever this happened. So he was not actively present whenever it was first identified. This happened during, I'm being told by a White House official, during pre-advanced sweeps. So there are a lot of security measures taken anytime the president travels anywhere, especially somewhere like Mar-a-Lago, West Palm Beach, where we know he is frequently. So this was found very early stages of the Secret Service's sweeps of the facility around anywhere the president is going to go. This White House official also tells me there was never a direct threat to the president. So obviously this investigation is ongoing. They don't know the intentions of why this tent was there. So there could have been something there. We don't know that yet. That's currently actively under investigation. But there was never an active threat on the president when this happened. I'm also told by a White House official this did not impact any of his movements. So it was found on Thursday. It was identified. The Secret Service deemed it appropriate for the president then on Friday to still fly into the International Palm Beach Airport and remain there for the weekend. We now know he any minute will fly out back to D.C., back to the White House later this evening. We also know, very notably, that no individuals were located at the scene. So when the Secret Service did identify this tent, they did not see any individuals there. And I'm being told again that there's no impact on direct operations of the president when this happened. I also want to note too, Alex, and this is very up in the air, and I don't know this for sure, but I've been to Palm Beach covering the president many, many times. I was speaking with the White House official who spent many time there as well. Both of us were unclear of any hunting facility or area around the Palm Beach airport, why there would be a hunting tent around there. I don't want to be speculative, but I do want to say I don't know personally, and this White House official didn't know either, of any hunting area that was around the Palm Beach airport. So that is interesting. And this, of course, all in light of the fact that we saw a potential assassination attempt against the president not too far down the road there. And of course, we saw Butler as well. So all of these are increasingly nerve-wracking each time they happen. But I am being told from Secret Service officials, from White House officials, that this happened well in advance and the president was welcomed to Florida knowing it was a safe scene.
So, again, the job of the Secret Service, the job of the FBI in the security circles is to protect assets and reduce risks. And part of their part of their job is to put an advanced team ahead of the arrival of the President of the United States to sweep the area, to make sure there's no security vulnerabilities that could cause what a would-be assassin, a would-be sniper, to use a pre-set up tree stand. And you can downplay it all you want, but they're saying there's no clear hunting area there. So who set up this tree stand? And according to the FBI's investigation, it looks like it's been there for a while, but things can be made to look that way also. But what we do know is that there has been attempts on the president's life, and this is the way security is supposed to work. The advanced team sets up, and the advanced team finds a security vulnerability, and they take action. And the investigation now will be followed up by the FBI. You know, folks, if you're not subscribed to Police Off the Cuff, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share us with your friends and your family, make lots of comments. That'll help our algorithm and help our show grow. Also, if you want to contribute financially, we have a Patreon with 4 different levels and a YouTube channel membership with 5 different levels, and you can support this show through joining the Police Off the Cuff family by being part of our YouTube channel. Now a word from our sponsor. And now a word from our sponsor. FanDuel's got an offer you don't want to miss this NFL season. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style. FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is here. The only question is, are you ready to play? You must be 21 years or older and present in select states for Kansas and affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbookfanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE New York or text HOPE New York in New York. You know, with a security vulnerability like this, of course, we want to hear that the Secret Service spotted it prior to the president arriving at West Palm Beach International Airport. And it shows that they're up on things, they're doing their job. But the follow-up investigation, of course, will be the FBI. And how much of a follow-up investigation are they going to perform on this? They have the technology to look at the location previous to even Thursday, apparently, when it was discovered, and go even back in the calendar. And, you know, they talk about using their cell phone technologies, their geofencing technologies. Is it a possibility that there's a pole camera in that location? And if there isn't, perhaps there should be. In all areas that are on the outskirts of this airport, the fact that the president regularly flies into there and there's a vulnerability. This is Dan Bongino on Fox.
Yeah, I was on the phone about this all day yesterday. It's interesting. When I got back from the mall, most of my you don't get the days off here. It's not what you sign up for. So it's unfortunate sometimes. We got to take care of these things. We wish they wouldn't happen. But here's what happens with this. Let me walk the American public through how this works. The FBI is not responsible, obviously, for the security plan of the president. That's the purview of the Secret Service. However, if the Secret Service finds something that they believe could be criminal, I want to emphasize it could be, we take over. We have what's called an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding with the Secret Service, where we will investigate after that. I was on the phone yesterday, back and forth with the D2, the Deputy Director over at the Secret Service, Matt Quinn, great guy. They were very concerned. Their security sweep discovered this hunting stand. The director was, Kash Patel, was directly involved right away. I'm on the email chain with him. He ordered an immediate response. I believe we had our plane flown down there. This hunting stand was appropriately dismantled, being flown to our lab. I believe it's there right now. And all of the forensic tools we have, from digital tools to biometric tools, they are all going to be applied to try to find out who put this up there and why.
Mr. Deputy Director, big picture here, the snipers have become a problem. The first assassination attempt against the president, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the attempted assassination of our ICE officers, that's the new tool now. They're attacking from the top.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a new tool. It's an old tool that may be used more often by folks who realize that there's some tactical advantage to distance and cover. The Secret Service has had to make a lot of modifications, Lawrence, given that this tool was obviously used or attempted to be used multiple times. They've expanded their security perimeter, how they do. I'm very close friends with the director over there and the deputy director, and some of those modifications have been made. And I think you saw the modifications with the discovery of this hunting stand set up in the tree outside of West Palm Beach. But yeah, there's no room. This is a zero-fail mission, Lawrence. No time for a BS here. It's zero fail. You can't have a mistake here. It's just not. I haven't been a Secret Service agent and now an FBI agent and with the NYPD. I can tell you, this is one of those missions where there's no do-overs.
I'm glad they found it.
Yeah, great job, whoever found
Hats
it.
off to that person.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, you don't be a stranger. You know, these 3 months in between.
It's not, you know, it's not, as they say, a time to spike the football. That is the Secret Service's job. So, yeah, good. I'm glad you discovered it. That's a great thing. But let's not, let's not go crazy. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're working 24/7 to do, is to protect the life of the President of the United States. And it seemed that in the very near past, they weren't taking that job seriously, or they had the wrong people in charge, because they did a horrible, horrible job. Just last month, Ryan Ruth was accused of attempting to kill Trump as he played a round of golf on his Florida golf course last year. He was found guilty on all charges. That was a failure. I mean, how was this guy lurking in the woods at a golf course when the President of the United States plays? How did that happen? So even though they're attempting to pat each other on the back now, that's your job, dude. That's your job. All right. And the fact that you found this tree stand, great. Excellent. Let me give you a thumbs up. But again, that is your job. That's what you do 24/7. You attempt to protect the life of the President of the United States, so something like this doesn't happen, happen again. And something, there's a lot of hatred out there, and there's a lot of hatred for this man, President Donald Trump. And there has already been 2 attempts. Will there be more attempts? Let's hope not, right? So you see Air Force One, the FBI, was Trump targeted? And that's going to be part of the follow-up investigation by the FBI. You heard Dan Bongino. They're using all kinds of forensic tools, DNA, geofencing, all kinds of technology to figure out who put this stand up there. Is there something nefarious connected to this, or was this an innocent tree stand? But as some reporters have said, there was no evidence that this was a place where people regularly went hunting. So to me, that's a little concerning, disconcerting, that this tree stand in the middle of, on the outskirts of the Palm Beach International Airport, what was its purpose? What were they hunting over there? If that is true, what they would actually there for, that's what a hunting stand is used for, right? You could see in that little tree stand. I don't know. I find it to be quite suspicious, and news stations can downplay it. But again, that's what the Secret Service does. That's that's part of their job. So rather than, again, spiking the football, yeah, good job, excellent job. But was, as part of the follow-up investigation, was President Donald Trump targeted here? Or was this just an innocent tree stand on the outskirts of the airport that the President of the United States just happens to fly into all the time? I ask you that. What is your opinion on that? If you think that this was put there for nefarious reasons, put a 1 in the chat. If you think this was just an innocent hunting tree stand, put a 2. I'll get you involved here. See what you think. In my opinion, I have to look at it that it was put there for nefarious reasons, even though I have no proof over that, but there's too many bad coincidences here. So folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Bill Cannon from Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories. Have a great day, everyone, and God bless.
One episode just ain't enough.